First at 4, the battle over the abortion pill. The United States Supreme Court just made a new decision. We'll tell you what it means and what comes next. Also, teaming up against violent crime, a new partnership aims for the right balance of policing and prevention. And here's Pam Osborne.
A student group here at the University of Michigan has raised thousands of dollars to help pay off student lunch debt. We'll tell you where those funds are going and how it's part of an even bigger effort.
And it's a warmer day across southeastern Michigan today. Plenty of sunshine for just about everyone. And that's going to lead to near record temperatures by the time we get to tomorrow. The details on how warm things get in your 4-1 forecast coming up.
Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
Good afternoon. I'm Karen Drew. That breaking news coming from the U.S. Supreme Court, where justices just temporarily extended access to a commonly used abortion drug. The High Court will take another 2 days to make that decision. Kimberly Gill here now with the breaking developments and really what's at stake.
Yeah. Hi, Karen. Good afternoon to you. The Supreme Court now says it will act by Friday night after setting an original deadline of midnight tonight. That court order was made public in the last 45 minutes. Justices are deciding whether to let a lower court ruling go into effect. It limits access to mifepristone. That's the first drug in a 2-pill regimen to terminate a pregnancy. An appeals court ordered the FDA to reverse moves made over the last 7 years that allowed the drug to be distributed by mail and made a generic version available. The Biden administration and the makers of mifepristone are asking the Supreme Court to reject those limits, at least while the case makes its way through the courts. Today's decision also gives women at least 2 more days to get the drug by mail. The Biden administration says it's ready for what comes next.
We are prepared for any outcome the Supreme Court may issue, and we are prepared for a long legal fight if necessary. You've heard me say this before, and we will continue to stand with FDA's evidence-based approval of mifepristone. As we know, that's been around for more than 20 years.
Now, a group representing anti-abortion doctors is calling on the Supreme Court to let restrictions take effect now. This is all happening less than a year, of course, after conservative Supreme Court justices reversed Roe versus Wade, allowing more than a dozen states to effectively ban abortion.
And so I was going to say there's more implications than after this, obviously.
Exactly. It calls into question the authority the agency has to determine a drug's safety as well as appropriate rules for use. So we're monitoring the fallout from today's extension. We'll have a report from Washington, D.C. when you join both of us on Local 4 News at 5.
All right, we appreciate it. Thanks, Kim.
Sure thing.
All right, here at home, a new partnership tackling violent crime in Detroit, trying to focus on both ends of the equation, prevention and enforcement. The One Detroit partnership is bringing together players from city, county, federal, and community levels. Law enforcement will flood hotspots, trying to get those guns off the streets. It also plans to engage community leaders and programs designed to help people make better choices when it comes to violence. Mayor Mike Duggan says too many people are using weapons to solve disputes.
The point at which somebody sticks an illegal weapon under their belt and heads out of the house, we've lost. We're seeing beefs turn into shootings over and over. And the focus here is to have a message to say this. We're going to engage in all kinds of prevention efforts, but for those who do choose to do it, law enforcement is aligned together.
We have so many people doing great work, but we were operating in silos. The purpose of the partnership of One Detroit is to bring everybody together through connections so that we can easily serve all those we need to serve and prevent others from engaging in violent crime.
So there's lots of new important information coming out of that news conference. Sean Lay is there. He's going to take a closer look at the plans, and he's also gathering the very first reaction, and we'll share that with us in a live report tonight at 5. Another piece of gun control legislation is on the way to the desk of Governor Gretchen Whitmer. This time it is a so-called red flag bill. It will allow certain people, like family members or law enforcement, to petition the court to take guns away from people who might be an imminent threat to themselves or others. That person would have 2 opportunities during the year to show they no longer pose a threat. Attorney General Dana Nessel released a statement saying the bill will save lives, and she is ready to fight if they're challenged in court. Time now for our first look at that forewarned forecast. Brian Sherman is in for Kim Adams today. And Brian, you definitely have some good news after we make it through tonight.
Yeah, that's right, Karen. Definitely some great news. Drier weather sticks around for most everyone, with warmer temperatures on the way as we head into tomorrow as well. Tonight, though, exact track 40 radar, a clean sweep for most of southeastern Michigan. A few rain showers well to the north of Saginaw, and we may see a few isolated showers move into the forecast as we go through the overnight hours tonight into early tomorrow morning. Sitting at 51 right now here in Detroit, so feeling much better than we were yesterday thanks to that south wind at about 8 miles an hour. Most of us running anywhere from 5 to upwards of 10 to 12 degrees warmer this afternoon, and expect that warming trend to continue into tomorrow as well. We've got a very strong low pressure system out over the Midwestern United States with cold front. That's going to bring some changes on the way. We'll talk about when the rain moves into your neighborhood and your complete 4-1 forecast. That's coming up in just a few minutes. Karen.
All right. Thanks, Brian. Unqualified, untrained, unsupervised. Those are the words that were used to describe officers that brutally beat 29-year-old Tyree Nichols in a new lawsuit that was just filed today by his family. Now, his family members suing the city of Memphis, the officers, the medical personnel, all involved that day. The suit accuses the crime suppression unit, Scorpion, of targeting young black men. Tyree Nichols' family is seeking $550 million in damages. They say they hope to send a message to police departments all around the country.
It is our mission to make it financially unsustainable for these police oppression units to unjustly kill black people in the future. We want to make them where they can't even afford it, where they're going to train their officers differently, where they're going to get rid of these units.
Memphis police say that Scorpion unit was permanently deactivated after the video of Nichols' arrest was released in January. Another mistake and another shooting that's shocked so many people across the country. Police say a cheerleader in Central Texas accidentally tried to get into the wrong car after practice. Investigators say a man inside the car, identified as 25-year-old Pedro Rodriguez Jr., got out of the car and opened fire. 2 cheerleaders are injured right now. One of them, the young woman, is recovering after surgery. Rodriguez is charged with deadly conduct but could face enhanced charges as that investigation continues. We've also been following the shooting of a black teenager, Ralph Yarl, in Kansas City, Missouri. He's at home this afternoon recovering after getting shot while reportedly ringing the wrong doorbell. The 84-year-old white man charged in that case pleaded not guilty in court today. Andrew Lester is free on bond but could face life in prison if convicted. And a 20-year-old woman was shot to death Saturday after her friend turned into the wrong driveway in upstate New York. The alleged shooter in that case is charged with second-degree murder and is in custody right now, waiting for a bail hearing. Group of college students over at U of M doing something really cool to help the younger generation. School lunch debt is a growing problem as families struggle to make ends meet. Our Pamela Osborne introduces us to a group that is paying it off and paying it forward.
Governor Gretchen Whitmer has proposed giving free breakfast, free lunches to all students here in the state of Michigan. But what about some of these school districts that are right now carrying student lunch debt? Some students here at the University of Michigan got to work raising money to help Ann Arbor Public Schools alleviate some of their debts.
You can just say, like, our president, Ridja, is going to be handling the donations. We're working on it right now.
Ridja Awan and Zubayda Aziza are 2 Michigan students making moves to combat hunger.
We realize that there's another barrier to education and educational equity.
Their group In the Cycle originally sought to address issues related to housing insecurities for students.
A lot of students are going hungry in school, and then they can't focus in school. That depresses the starting point of their education.
Awan, who is studying neuroscience and education, got to thinking after coming across this TikTok video.
Are you saying you're willing to pay off like other students? Is that what you're saying?
Correct.
It prompted them to reach out to the director of food services at Ann Arbor Public Schools, where they were told Carpenter and Allen Elementary both carried a combined student lunch debt of $5,000.
Food is really important for the child's social, mental, physical development. So we thought it would be good to tackle the lunch debt as a start.
They started securing grants, one for $1,000, then a second grant from the Medical Society in the amount of $3,500. Then they really got to work informing their peers, fundraising, and selling stickers, all for the purpose of paying off that debt.
And we hope that by doing this, other people will feel empowered to do the same.
In the cycle, plans to donate that money to Ann Arbor Public Schools next week. But really, they say this is just the start of what they hope to do to address food insecurity here in Washtenaw County. Reporting at the University of Michigan, I'm Pamela Osborne, Local 4.
All right, thank you, Pam. By the way, this isn't the end of the fundraising End the Cycle. Plans to continue raising money so it can pay off even more student lunch debt throughout the surrounding communities.